I kind of just wanted to make a video to express my perspective and thoughts on some things that How's everyone else doing during this retrograde of Saturn? How are my Capricorns, Aries, and Aquarius? Anyways, um, I keep seeing everyone on all social media platforms keep talking about masking this, your mask is dropping, mask is sleeping, mask and that. And it makes me think and wonder sometimes. It's like, do people really have masks, or are we just not privy to certain aspects of them? And I was having this discussion with my other friend. She's an Aquarius. That's really just it. Sometimes people are not wearing masks. Sometimes we are just not privy to certain aspects of them. Like for me, if I don't know you, I'm not gonna show all of me to you until I get to know you. It's not necessarily mass. You're just not privy or have privilege to certain aspects of me. And so I feel like I can is it masking? Not necessarily, because there may be some things I may outburst, say, do, whatever the case may be, but until I completely know who you are, you're not privy to certain parts of me. It's like, for example, like I have heavily Christians in my family. I'm not going to talk to them about astrology, numerology, freaking, Western Chinese astrology, tarot. I'm not going to talk to them like that. Why? Because at the end of the day, they already don't agree with it and stuff. So trying to have a conversation with someone, knowing that at the end of the day, it's not a match. You just don't have the privilege to see that part of me because one, it's not necessary. It doesn't align with you. Two, I don't know you at the end of the day. I was giving her another example. The only way I see masking is not being authentic to yourself, or being authentic to yourself and letting just living in authenticity is that's what I'm trying to say. But it's not necessarily like everyone's gonna have a different version of you. Like coworkers are gonna see the work side of you. Some people keep a very work dynamic with their coworkers, and guess what? Your coworkers are not privy or do not have privilege to your personal life, and that's just how it is. Some people do not have privilege to certain aspects of your life. You do not have access or permission to have access to that certain part of my life because one, I may not know you. Two, it doesn't even align with you. So why am I going to put an aspect like, do they know that I do tarot? Do they know I'm into astrology and stuff like that? Absolutely. It's not hidden, but I know that not to dive deep into those conversations because at the end of the day, their perspectives won't align or agree with the choices of lifestyles or aspects that I believe in. So I would rather just, have conversations with people I know at the end of the day are going to have an interesting conversation or a perspective or, not saying necessarily agree with it, but not someone that's going to demonize me for it at the end of the day. So I might as well have conversations with people that, that actually enjoy those things. But that's what I really just came on in and say. Sometimes it's just not masking. And now it's also a social media thing. I think sometimes we be on social media, we get followers, or we'll follow certain people and stuff, and then we automatically have this one-sided relationship with them and automatically think that we're privy or have privilege or have automatic permission to certain parts of them, when reality is the only part that you have permission to is the part that they post on social media. The parts that they have a conversation does not mean they're not being authentic, but that is the part you are privileged to. That is the part you have permission to access. That's it. Not necessarily masked, just those are the parts that you have. That's what I'm saying. Because someone like me, I feel like sometimes using the word masking can also be a little bit manipulative, because just then it kind of forces someone to think, okay, I must give everyone and show everyone every side of me, so that way they think I'm authentic. It's like, no. If they do not have permission to access that part of you for whatever reason, that's just that. It's not necessarily you masking. It's more so you know how it's their sermons. literally. Like, oh, okay, I know that this person doesn't like astrology or doesn't really like that type of lifestyle and spirituality, so I'm going to have conversations with you about it. Just doesn't make sense to me. But doesn't mean that you don't know that it exists. Doesn't mean that I'm not still authentically, it would be like knowing that my family is heavily Christian, they don't like astrology, and me saying, okay, I'm not going to do tarot. That would be masking. That wouldn't be me not being authentic to myself. That's it. But that's what I wanted to say, because I know a lot of us who have like mental health stuff and stuff like that and whatnot, that could be looked at as a little bit of manipulation, to the point where people then start oversharing stuff about themselves in an uncomfortable manner. Let me go, because toddler's acting the fuck out.